Today I'll be presenting on goalball, an adaptive sports designed specifically for athletes who are visually impaired. Here's the table of content. I'll be talking about what goalball is, why goalball fits into the physical education, and lesson structure, and teaching assessment and inclusion. Before explaining how goalball is played, it's important to explain why this sport works so well in adaptive physical activity. Goalball is played internationally and has been a core sport in the Paralympic Games since 1976. I chose goalball for my adaptive physical activity lesson plan because it represents inclusion at the design level. Rather than modifying an existing sport to fit athletes with disabilities, goalball was created from the ground up with accessibility in mind. This makes it an excellent example for teaching both movement skills and inclusive pedagogy in physical education. Throughout this presentation, I'll be referencing how goalball fits into my lesson plan structure, including the learning goals, instructional flow, teaching strategies, and assessment choices. Many traditional physical education activities are visually dominant. Sports like basketball, volleyball, or soccer require constant visual tracking, rapid visual decision-making, and hand-eye coordination. For students who are visually impaired, these activities can create barriers to meaningful participation even when adaptations are made. Goalball removes these barriers entirely. In my lesson plan, goalball is used as an example of equity rather than accommodation. Everyone plays under the same conditions, and success is based on listening, communication, and spatial awareness instead of sight. Goalball was developed after World War II as a rehabilitation activity for veterans who had acquired visual impairments. It was designed to help them regain physical confidence, independence, and orientation skills. In my lesson plan, this history is introduced during the Minds-On portion of the lesson. Beginning with history helps students understand that goalball exists because of real people and real needs, not simply as a novelty activity. This historical framing also sets the tone for respectful participation. Students enter the physical portion of the lesson with an understanding of why silence, communication, and focus are essential. Goalball is designed for athletes who are blind and visually impaired. However, all players wear blindfolds regardless of visual ability. In the lesson plan, blindfold use is intentional and non-negotiable. This decision directly supports the learning goal of inclusive participation and helps eliminate physical or visual advantage. For sighted students, this creates a powerful learning experience. Students who are normally confident in physical education must rely on their other senses, while students who may struggle in visually dominant sports often feel more confident. Goalball uses spinnable equipment, but every piece serves a specific purpose. The ball contains bells to allow auditory tracking. The court has tactile boundary lines so players can orient themselves through touch. Full-width goals ensure that scoring is possible without visual targeting. In my lesson plan, the first physical activity is not gameplay, but orientation and exploration. Students are given time to feel the court lines, walk the space with a partner, and practice locating the ball through sound. This phase supports safety, confidence, and accessibility. It also reflects good adapted physical activity practice by allowing gradual sensory adjustment. One of the most unique elements of goalball is the requirement for silence while the ball is in play. In the lesson plan, silence is taught as a functional skill, not a behavior rule. Students learn quickly that noise interferes with their teammates' ability to play. This creates natural accountability and aligns with BC physical education outcomes related to personal and social responsibility. Silence also reinforces respect and teamwork as students recognize the impact of their actions on others. Goalball is played with 3 players per team, 1 center and 2 wings. The objective is to roll the ball along the floor and score by getting it past the opposing team's goal line. In the lesson plan, the lesson follows a progressive skill development model where students first learn individual skills before combining them into gameplay. This progression reduces anxiety and increases skill success, particularly for students non-familiar with non-visual movements. Now we will watch a video.
A level playing field digital exclusive.
Sport Explained. Goalball. Goalball is a team sport created specifically for athletes that are blind or partially sighted. The goalball court is 18 meters long and 9 meters wide, with goal lines at each end and a center line dividing the surface. Each half is divided into a 3-meter neutral area and a 6-meter team area. The 2 zones are separated by the high ball line, which is used to determine a legal shot on net. The team area is further divided into 2 3-meter zones. The orientation area is closest to the goal and is used to defend and shoot on the opposing net. The landing area is the section between the neutral area and the orientation area and is used for determining a legal shot. All lines on the court are marked by tactile tape. The nets are 1.3 meters high and run the full 9-meter width of the court. Teams consist of 6 players, with only 3 players, 2 wingers and a center allowed on the court at any time. The ball is thrown underhand in a bowling-like motion. Once thrown, it must bounce or roll in your landing area, and again in the opposing team's landing area, and fully cross the goal line to count as a goal. Players use their bodies to block the ball from entering their nets. Players can pass the ball to teammates, but the ball must be thrown across the center line within 10 seconds of gaining possession. The goal ball has a diameter of 25 centimeters, with 2 bells inside to give players an audio cue of the ball's location on the court. The goal ball weighs 1.25 kilograms and has 8 small holes to help the players hear the bells inside. The game is 24 minutes long, with 2 12-minute halves. The team with the most goals at the end of the game wins.
This is another video that includes some interviews of students who are actually visually impaired and their experiences while playing goalball.
Goalball? Goalball is a sport designed for athletes who are visually impaired. It's played all over the world and has been a staple of the Paralympics since 1976. The sport was originally created after World War II in an effort to rehabilitate visually impaired veterans who returned from the war front. But while it was designed for the visually impaired, anyone can play it. All players, whether they are visually impaired or not, don a blindfold. And since they cannot use their vision during play, athletes must rely on their other senses and their complete concentration. Thus, it's important that there is complete silence while the game is going on. No cheering until a goal is scored, of course. Goal! This way, the athletes will be able to hear and follow the ball, which has a bell in it, and hear their teammates while the game is in progress. The students who attend programming here at North Dakota Vision Services School for the Blind play goalball during their recess or gym time. They learn and practice the 3 basic skills of throwing, blocking, and passing. For many of them, this is their first exposure to the sport, but playing goalball quickly becomes one of their favorite parts of the week. Let's have some of our North Dakota goalball athletes explain, in their own words, how to play the sport.
Every team member is blindfolded, and you cannot peek out of your blindfold.
And you basically chuck balls back and forth and have to block them with your body. So it's kind of like it's like the opposite of dodgeball. You want to stop the ball. Instead of not getting hit by the ball, you want to get hit by the ball and then throw it back at the other team.
A goal is scored by someone throwing the ball, and then if your opponent team fails to block it and it gets past them, then that's a goal.
Okay, goalball is a sport played by 3 athletes on a team at the same time. Each player is blindfolded. You have 1 center and 2 wings. And the ball, because you're blindfolded, that you play with has bells in it. And the object is to roll the ball, kind of like you would a bowling ball. You don't throw it through the air, but you roll it. And the object is to get it past the other team's goal line. And you just keep playing the halves, whatever you decide on for our kids. And the team that has the most goals at the end of the game is the winning team.
Our teens also get the chance to compete in 2 goalball tournaments every year. In February, student athletes from the South Dakota School for the Blind and Visually Impaired in Aberdeen come to Grand Forks, and in April, students and coaches from North Dakota drive to Aberdeen to compete there. These are low-key tournaments with the aim of just having fun and to build skills. New friends are made, all while enjoying a little healthy competition with our neighbors to the south. These tournaments also expose our families, friends, and communities to the sport. Families and friends come to watch the games and are even invited to play an exhibition game or 2 at the conclusion of the tournament. By actually playing the sport, they quickly realize how difficult it is to play and how important concentration and quiet is on the court. During our February tournament, the Delta Gamma sorority from the University of North Dakota helps us out by serving as line judges and scorekeepers. Some of them even get a chance to play the game.
So I was in the center, and I had to really pay attention to my senses and listen to the ball and listen to my teammates next to me. So it was pretty difficult, but really fun to be able to rely on my senses instead of my sight.
Many of our students that we serve do not feel comfortable playing typical fast-paced sports such as basketball, football, or volleyball. There is simply too much reliance on sight in order for these students to participate on an equal basis. Goalball, however, is different.
It's different because I'm playing it with other people who are visually impaired, and so we all kind of know what it's like, and so we have to, instead of having to rely more physically and being able to have seeing hand-eye coordination, it's more using your hearing and your different hear and feel. It's really reliant on those senses.
Goalball is different from other sports is because I'm actually good at it compared to other sports. It doesn't require vision, and it puts everyone on an equal playing field and relies more on your sense of, sound and your visualization of yourself on the court without vision itself.
Now that you know what goalball is, you know that it takes quick instincts, teamwork, strength, endurance, flexibility, full concentration, but not sight.
All right, what is your favorite part about goalball?
My favorite part about goalball is chucking the ball or rolling it really hard to the other team and scoring.
When I played goalball, I liked the thrill of being on the ground, trying to stop the ball, and have the ball coming toward you and trying to throw it. But now that I don't play, I like it when people have good throws and good blocks.
I think it's just seeing the students have a lot of fun and being immersed in their environment, and I think it's just something that you don't get to experience elsewhere, so just really being here is just the best part to me.
So are you ready to compete?
Hearing from actually visually impaired students from a school that supports these kind of learners and their experiences while playing goalball is going to be a great resource to show before we get started on all the lessons and rules of the game. These videos also provide a clear example of positioning, communication, and defensive movement. In the lesson plan, this video supports visual learners and also students to build a mental model before blindfolds are worn. This reflects universal design for learning by offering multiple means of representation. These lesson focuses on 3 fundamental skills: throwing, blocking, and passing. In throwing, students learn an underhand rolling motion that keeps the ball low and controlled. For blocking, students practice lateral body positioning and safe floor movements to stop the ball. For passing, students work on controlled rolling and verbal communication between teammates. These skills are listed directly in the lesson plan success criteria and allows the teacher to assess learning through observation and feedback rather than formal testing. Assessment in this lesson is formative and ongoing. The teacher observes safe movement, skill execution, communication, and teamwork. This aligns with the PC physical education assessment practices and supports student learning without creating pressure or competition. Peer feedback and reflection are also encouraged, helping students articulate what they are learning. The lesson plan includes multiple differentiation strategies, including choice of role, adjusted intensity, verbal guidance, and partner support. Goalball naturally supports differentiation because success is not tied to speed, strength, or vision. At the end of the lesson, students will reflect on challenges they experienced, skills they developed, and how the sport promotes inclusion. This reflection consolidates both physical and conceptual learning and reinforces the lesson's purpose. In conclusion, goalball is an effective, adaptive physical activity that supports inclusive physical education. Through intentional lesson design, it allows students to develop movement skills, empathy, and an understanding of accessibility in sport. By connecting goalball directly to the lesson plan, this activity becomes a meaningful learning experience that aligns with curriculum outcomes and inclusive teaching practices. Here are my references, and thank you so much for listening.